It's time for Recipe of the Day. Today is about cooking breakfast sausages and breakfast sausage patties in the air fryer. But first, I want to tell you about my recent air fryer dilemma. So I have a few different air fryers that I have on hand for testing recipes, but just one that I actually use for like my day-to-day air frying, the one that's like in my kitchen all the time. That one is kind of on the fritz. It has a screw loose and I went to get a new one because I like it so much and it has been discontinued. Now that of course makes me sad, but the worst thing about it is that I have linked to that air fryer all over both of my websites. I've told you about it on this show. I'm not going to bother mentioning the brand or anything now because it's not there, but it is the one that I've recommended for so long. So now I am trying to decide on a new air fryer to recommend. And I had met the people from Kasori back at a conference that I was at. So I reached out to them and they are now going to be a sponsor or like affiliate partner for my podcast and my websites. And I love that. And I have a special deal to tell you about because of that. But there's this conundrum, right? Their Turbo Blaze air fryer, which is the one that they've sent to me, is so amazing, but it cooks things more quickly than most other air fryers. And so that ends up becoming tricky for just generally recommending it on my website and everywhere if I don't have like a big explanation of how it's different from the other ones or how you have to change a recipe. So it's a little bit tricky. I do think it is going to become my replacement, my own kitchen air fryer. I really, really love how crispy things get, how quick they cook. I am kind of obsessed with it actually, but I don't think that I can recommend it everywhere except for like in places like this where I can really explain. So if you are intrigued by this and you want to check out this amazing extra powerful Turbo Blaze Kasori air fryer, it's a 6-quart air fryer. And right now, as I'm looking at the website, it's on sale for 25% off. So it's regular $119.99. It's on for $89.99. And then I have a discount code for you as well. It is Cook the Story 10, COOKTHESTORY 10. And that is just good for another week. So that'll be good until June 28th of 2025. So if you go to cookthestory.com/turbo, TURBO, it'll take you there. Use that discount code, get that super powerful air fryer. And I can't wait to see what you think because it is really, really impressive how crispy things get in there and how quickly. But I still need to try and find a regular air fryer for testing recipes in a more standard way. That is another mission and I will keep you posted on that. Okay, now the breakfast sausages in the air fryer. This really is my favorite way to cook sausages of all kinds. The air fryer is pretty much the only way that I do it anymore. And I really love it for breakfast sausages, like when we're having breakfast, because they're just like cooking hands off to the side. I'm not even paying attention to them at all. And then they come out perfect, browned on the outside, juicy inside, and I am therefore at the stove focused on the eggs and the hash browns, and I've got toast going, and it just makes it so much easier, and they turn out so good. So first of all, I am talking about uncooked pork or chicken breakfast sausage links, not fully cooked ones. You can do the fully cooked sausages in the air fryer. You just don't want to do them for as long. You're essentially just heating them through, getting them a little bit browned. If they're fully cooked, it's like 5 minutes. You just put them all in there, about 5-6 minutes at 400 degrees Fahrenheit, and they are going to be done. Now, if they are uncooked, you are putting a 12-count package of uncooked breakfast sausages that have been thawed. I'll talk about if they're frozen in a second, but they've already been thawed or they have never been frozen. And those are going into the air fryer. They should all fit in a single layer pretty much. If yours is smaller and they have to be a little bit overlapped, that's okay. And you're cooking them at 400 degrees Fahrenheit. No need to preheat the air fryer, just 400 degrees Fahrenheit for 5 minutes. And then you take them out and like shake them around. If you have a basket, shake the basket around and then put it back in for 3 to 5 more minutes until they're nice and brown on the outside. And if you want to be extra sure, you can use an instant read thermometer. You want them at 160 degrees Fahrenheit. They're pretty skinny though, so it can kind of be hard to figure out if you're getting the very middle temperature. You can cut into them and see, but a lot of breakfast sausages aren't really that pink to start with. They're kind of brown inside to start with, so it's hard to tell if you've reached that. But I'm telling you, After the 8 to 10 minutes, they are done. They're going to be crisp outside. Now, if you have sausage patties, you want those in a single layer for sure, and they shouldn't be touching each other. So fit as many as you can in there, not overlapping, not touching. And you're going to cook them at 400 degrees Fahrenheit for 7 to 9 minutes. And I don't recommend flipping these over. You're doing the same thing. You want 160 degrees Fahrenheit in the middle, or just cut into one and make sure it looks cooked through evenly inside and they're browned on the outside. And I'm just going to let you know here that over at the Cookful, I have some recipes for homemade breakfast sausage patties that are delicious and like so quick, and you just know what's in them and they're delicious. So there is a recipe for just homemade breakfast sausage patties. There's one for homemade turkey breakfast sausage patties and one for all beef breakfast sausage patties. And they're just all very, very good. And you can make those up and freeze them raw and then cook them in the air fryer straight from frozen or thaw first. Perfect thing to have on hand. So I will put the links to those. They're over at the Cookful. If you go there and search or search on Google, thecookful.com, breakfast sausage, you will find them there. And then if your sausages are frozen, whether they are the sausage patties or the breakfast sausage links that are frozen, then you put them right in there frozen. Same thing. You don't really want them touching or overlapping if at all possible. And you're just increasing the cooking time by 3 to 4 minutes. So they go in there. It's really the case that what's going to happen is the first couple of minutes, they're mostly thawing. And then once they've thawed, that's when they start browning and cooking through. And same thing. You want 160 degrees Fahrenheit inside or cut into one. Make sure it looks cooked through and is nice and brown on the outside. And that is all there is to it. They are cooking hands off over there on their own while you are making the rest of your breakfast. So easy, so great. Okay, I will put the link to this recipe in the show notes for this podcast episode, or you could head to cookthestory.com/ROTD and get it there. Everything there is arranged by date, so it's helpful to know that today is June 26th of 2025. And don't forget to go get your hands on that Turbo Blaze Kasori 6-quart air fryer, on sale now for 25% off, and you get the extra 10% off with my discount code. So go to cookthestory.com/turbo and then use discount code cookthestory10. I think you're going to love how powerful this machine is. It is amazing. I am Christine Pittman from cookthestory.com, thecookful.com, the all-new chicken cookbook, and from this podcast, Recipe of the Day. I hope you have a great day. Let's get cooking.